Welcome back to my channel Cheating Stories 911. Story 1. I female 37 told my husband male 45 that I don't want his buddy around anymore after I found out he roofied a girl in college. My husband 45 meters and I 37F have been together for roughly 18 years. We've been married for 13 years, a year after our first daughter was born. Him and his buddy have been friends for 25 years and attended the same college. We recently hosted a party and after his buddy had a couple of drinks he blurts out, "Hey, remember that time I got arrested for being desperate enough to drug that girl's drink so I could fuck her?" My husband laughed uncomfortably while I just stood there shocked and asked him WTF is he talking about? He said that he got arrested for drugging a 15-year-old who has snuck off to one of their college parties and she got what she deserved because little girls shouldn't sneak out and party with the big boys. Obviously, I stopped the party and kicked him out. My husband said I'm overreacting and being a drama queen. And his buddy is a changed man who made a silly mistake like all 21-year-olds do. I told him that attempted rape isn't a silly mistake and that if he wants to defend his buddy he can follow him right out the door. We have a 14-year-old daughter and he knowingly allows a predator to be around her. I know that a person did it once, they'll do it again. It's only a matter of time. Now my husband's parents are blaming me for trying to ruin our marriage over something that his friend did while my big sister wants me to end the marriage. I don't know what to do. Edit. My husband has been at the same party and knew about all of this the entire time, which is why it makes it so much worse because he knew what his buddy did and stood by him and has allowed him to be around our daughter and even wanted him to be her godfather. I was insistent on my brother being her godfather. Comment 1. Your husband's friend outed himself as someone who drugged a teenager girl so that he could rape her. He's also showing his colors now given that he blurted it out as a conversation topic at a party in a manner that sounds like he was proud of it. You're not overreacting, and your husband trying to say that this is a silly mistake all 21-year-olds make is incredibly disturbing. Defending a known sexual predator isn't a good look, and I would be incredibly concerned about that. I, personally, would be very blunt with his parents regarding what's happening in your marriage if they try to accuse you of anything. A simple statement such as, "Your son let someone who was arrested for drugging and attempting to rape a teenager around our daughter. I'm so sorry you're even in this situation, it's harrowing." If anything, I would give it an hour and show your husband this post. This would be the hill my marriage would die on, I think. Comment 2. If he's a changed man, we know it's bullshit, but bear with me, he wouldn't be bragging about it. He would know it's not funny and would have the sense to be ashamed. But here we are. Rapist is proud of himself. Wonder if rapist is on the sex offender registry? And if so, is he even allowed to be near teens? Time to search. Comment 3. You better talk to your daughter about how dangerous this man is. Your husband ruined his own marriage with his actions. You didn't ruin anything. Tell that to his parents and ask them if they want their granddaughter around someone who drugged a girl to rape her. Comment 4. Can't believe I had to scroll so far. If I was mom, I wouldn't trust the friend or husband around my daughter, especially after the story and his reaction. Comment 5. The fact that he is so willing to defend him is concerning. Very concerning. Yes, people do make mistakes when they're younger. However, I've never drugged or attempted to rape someone. That's not a silly mistake. That's literally a criminal. Also, he hasn't learned it was wrong because it sounds like he was saying it in a joking manner like you would when you recall something you did when you were younger that was dumb but fun. Dude gives me the creeps just reading the post. Husband should be ashamed of himself. This would be divorce-worthy for many people. Story 2. I'm so hurt and sad. My wife, female 37, and I, male 37, have been best friends for 17 years. Married almost 10. A few years ago she admitted to me that she made out with her best friend in our house while I was sleeping. I've been trying to emotionally recover from this and learn to trust her again ever since, and it's been very hard. Recently, I found out she's been flirting with an online friend, way more intimately than I'm comfortable with. This second betrayal feels like the end to me, but I honestly love our life together and I'm so scared of what it means to break this relationship apart. I feel like I know what I need to do, but it's absolutely terrifying. This is a vent post, but I'd appreciate any comfort or advice. Edit update. I already confronted her before I made this post. She knows she's in shitless territory and is basically groveling and kissing my feet. I've been taking photos of her DMs any chance I get. I'm playing it very cool right now until she fixes my car and we make some money from our gig work that she will give me a majority portion of. I'm not equipped to leave her until then. I honestly would like to humble her and work this out, but if it doesn't go my way, I am prepared to be smart and take care of myself. I appreciate all of the reality checks and advice. I still believe in my heart that she's just a needy idiot acting the fool for attention, but if that turns out to not be the case, I will do what is necessary. Also currently taking advantage of her guilt to make her do most of the chores and give me massages and stuff. Maybe underhanded, but I feel like I deserve something from this and I'll enjoy it while I can. Also, we're both women for those with reading comprehension difficulties. Comment 1. I'm sorry, but you have to face the possibility that these are the only times you've caught her. She doesn't love your life together, and she's certainly not your friend, never mind your best friend. You need to face the reality that she's shown you with her actions. If reconciliation is off the table, then you need to act to protect yourself. Putting it off is only going to damage you further. Assess your legal and financial connections and speak with a lawyer. Become knowledgeable and comfortable with your choices before you make a decision. Your lawyer will lay out the practicalities of what needs to happen. This can be grounding. I hope you have friends and family that you can rely on to offer the emotional support and opportunity to vent and gain advice. This is where you'll see the possibilities that are unknown to you now. I wish you all the best though this. Reply. Thank you. Some of my best support are her family, my in-laws, but I have reason to believe they may still be a support to me through this. Thank you for your helpful and kind words. Comment 2. Life means taking what life throws at you, infidelity and all, or being single again. I will not tolerate any form of infidelity, even if it's as sacred. But you will have to decide what's good for you. Comment 3. Sorry to say this, but you might want to accept that these aren't the only times she's done this or worse. It may, however, be the case that these are the only 2 times you've caught her out. But remember, you haven't broke the relationship. Your wife has already done that, twice in fact. I so think you need to confront her with what you found and demand full disclosure and access to her electronic devices. Her response will tell you whether there's a chance of salvaging what's left of the relationship. Your only other option is to stay quiet and do nothing and let the fear, doubt, and insecurity slowly eat away at you and your self-respect. Comment 4. So sorry to hear, Op. What you love is what you once had. No matter how hard it is, you must understand she's not the woman you fell in love with, and her actions should show you that you are not her top priority anymore. Big chance she has already had sex with someone else too without your knowledge. Divorce her before she causes you even more damage. Leave proud with head held high. You can do it. I'm rooting for you, bro. Story 3. My male 32 wife, female 33, can't come to terms with the fact that we are not and never will be rich. I'm at my breaking point. My wife and I met in college. She was in a marketing program, and I was in computer science. She ended up not finishing her degree, but got a fairly good starting job in the field anyway because her friend's dad hired her for his business. While she got her job through nepotism, I do know that she is talented and good at it. I finished my degree. We don't live in a high-dollar area for careers and have stayed because it's close to her family. She started out at about $35K a year, and I started out at about $65K a year. Flash forward to now, she is making $50K a year and I'm making $100K. It still doesn't feel like we are doing all that well. Sure, The bills are always paid and we can eat at the occasional nice restaurant, but we were barely able to afford a lower middle-class house. We can't afford to go on jet-setting exotic vacations. We don't live paycheck to paycheck, but the money just doesn't ever go as far as you would think. The thing is, I'm happy. I grew up dirt poor and my parents were always stressed. My wife and I never are. We have a nice, albeit modest, house. We can afford our small hobbies and comforts. We can go on vacations within the continental US. We just can't really afford to go to Hawaii or the Caribbean. We aren't rich, but we have it so much better than so many people. I feel truly thankful and content. She, on the other hand, has fallen deeper and deeper into depression, and it's always the same things she talks about. She wants a new car. She wants hugely expensive renovations to the house that we don't actually need. The house was updated when we bought it. She wants to go shopping for whatever specific brand of clothes or makeup. She wants a 2-week vacation in Maui or Paris. She recently just keeps talking about how she's not where she thought she'd be at this point in life. She goes on and on about it. She compares us to our friends and how good they have it. The thing is, those friends she is comparing us to are people who come from generational wealth. They have it good because their parents handed it to them. She can't seem to come to terms with just how good we truly have it. All she can see is what we don't have. The most frustrating thing is that a lot of our financial situation, that, again, I'm comfortable with, is held back by her. She's making about as much money as she can in her field without a degree. I'm making twice what she is now, and I'm not done moving up the ladder. I've tried over and over again to get her to go back to school, but she just won't. At this point, it might not even matter. Her credits are sold. I don't even know if they would count anymore, and she'd probably have to start over. On top of all that, she makes comments like, "I thought when I married a software engineer that I wouldn't have to work anymore." Basically alluding to the fact that I'm not making enough to fit her lifestyle. I love her, but I'm so tired. I'm tired of coming home from a busy day at work, thinking that I'll finally get to relax and decompress, only to hear her constant negativity about money. I've talked with her so many times over the years and in so many ways, but I just can't get through to her. We've tried couples counseling, but it did little. I've begged her to do personal counseling, but she isn't interested. I'm at the end of my rope and I'll take any advice out there. At this point, I almost want to tell her to divorce me already so she can find a nasty 50-year-old divorcee to be her sugar daddy. What can I do to help her accept our lot in life? Or is it time that I stop wasting energy and let her go? Comment 1. She wants hugely expensive renovations to the house that we don't actually need. The house was updated when we bought it. She wants to go shopping for whatever specific brand of clothes or makeup. She wants a 2-week vacation in Maui or Paris. None of these things will help her depression. Next. Nail on the head right here. I think she needs professional help. She's constantly seeking to fill the void in her life with expensive, temporary, fleeting dopamine hits. You can continue to support and encourage her to keep improving herself. But it can be difficult being in a relationship with someone suffering from mental illness, even if it's a somewhat more mild version of mental illness. Comment 2. My dad married a woman like this and they ended up filing for bankruptcy 3 times. He would kill himself to get what she wanted and she would just move on to the next thing. Constant pouting and little digs at him. Maxed out the credit cards over and over again. She eventually tried to have an affair with an older, richer man. After 20 years, he finally gave up and has little savings. Don't turn into my dad, op. Next. My ex-wife is the same way. Nothing made her happy, always chasing the shiny object. Ended up marrying her new dude that makes $170K, but I still don't see her as being happy. I'm much happier in my small house with my $75K mile car and not trying to keep up with unrealistic standards. Especially when you don't have a degree. Comment 3. This is sad. She probably won't change until she can find some satisfaction in non-material things or activities, and it isn't obvious what those could be. Does she have any creativity at all, say,
In arts, crafts, or writing?
Reply. You are hitting on something there. I have a ton of hobbies that bring me joy. She has none. She doesn't play music. She doesn't crochet. She doesn't take boxing lessons. Nothing. I've encouraged her to find something. Take lessons in something. Join a local club. Anything. Her number one hobby is trashy reality TV. Story 4. My female 27 friend insisted to put to test my BF's, male 24, loyalty through social media. He fell for her bait. Here I am not knowing what's worse. My friend testing my BF. Or my BF falling for her bait. I told my friend there was no need test his loyalty, but she kept on insisting and did it anyways. And she was right. She sent him a text online and asked if he wanted to talk or was horny. He responded, both. Ultimately, he asked her to send a picture of her. I feel sick. I don't know if I should even talk him to about this or just break up with him. Why would he talk about our future together, marriage and children, tell me about his family, let his family see me, then do that? Told doctor my friend texted my BF online and he fell for that. He asked her for pic. Edit. I'm sorry I'm not able to respond to everyone, but I greatly appreciate the advice and caring texts. To answer a few questions. How the convo started, she basically said, "Hey, wanna talk? Or you just horny?" He answered, "A bit of both, sweetie. But we can do whatever you want." It's a SM app where you can post whatever is on your mind and can call to discuss with strangers. I don't believe my friend is interested in him. I think she was genuinely watching out for me, but I understand some of you think I'm a bad judge of character. Also, he didn't know it was my friend as she didn't use her profile. I've never denied him so far. If anything, he chooses to abstain. And I've also asked him through phases of ours if he's happy. I'm content.
Comment 1. Have her send your picture. Comment 2. Ultimately, he asked her to send a picture of her. Most people consider that cheating. Just break up with him. This is the answer. When you break up with him, you should tell him why. He broke your trust, and without trust, there is no relationship. Edit. It is my understanding that the pic he asked for wasn't one of her face, but of the friend's genitals. Cause IMO, that's what this means. Next. For perspective, my husband's social media is pretty popular and he gets women in his inbox all the time cooting over how hot he is and how awesome his videos are. His response: "Thank you very much for being a fan." And when they pursue after that. As you know from my videos, I am very much in love with my wife. There's plenty of fish in the sea, good luck. And if they send pictures, I really don't appreciate unsolicited pictures in my inbox. I am a family man, and you should know this if you watch my content. I have never felt like he would respond any differently than that. So your man responded to a few messages. Get rid of him. He is not loyal to you at all. Comment 3. Ayo, he has no shame. Break up with him. It's not even a question. Some of these relationship advice threads are so funny. My boyfriend murdered my mother in cold blood. Should I forgive him because I'm scared to be alone? I feel like some of these are just people knowing what they need to do and just need a little anonymous support to actually go through with it.
Today we pause here. Don't forget to subscribe to Cheating Stories 911 channel to receive daily stories.